Welcome to Laptop Powerwall Episode 7. How long will it take? Before you embark on a large laptop battery project, it's worth working out how long it's going to take to complete. For example, if you want to do a battery pack for a Powerwall or an electric car, you will need as many as 1,000 cells or more. I will go through my numbers step by step. Some of these will be specific to my pack design and some will be more generic. Either way, you'll be able to see how to copy my process if you want to. I will add a link to my Google spreadsheet so you can copy and reuse it. Okay, let's begin. Your typical 18650 laptop battery is going to have 6 cells inside. I have seen as few as 4 cells and as many as 12. In order to simplify my process, I try to only buy 6-cell batteries. That also means I'm very likely to get 3 pairs of cells, and I'm only interested in pairs of cells for my projects. The Powerwall I'm working on at the moment is a 2 kWh pack which will be made up of 336 cells, or 168 pairs. To get that many good cells, I need to open 75 laptop batteries, each containing 6 cells, which actually results in 450 cells. That is 25% more than I need. After measuring the internal resistance and capacity, I can discard the weakest 25%, which I give back to the recycler. So, the first major task is to open each battery, cut off the BMS and wires, measure the voltage, write that on the cell, and then put it in a sorted pile. I've measured the time this took me for 25 laptop batteries, and the average time was 5 minutes 24 seconds. The quickest I could manage was 3 minutes 36 seconds and the longest was 9 minutes and 25 seconds, and that was because the plastic casing was brittle and had to be broken apart chunk by chunk. Another battery was glued so strongly that each cell took ages to pry out, and of course they didn't stay in pairs, so are less useful to me. If I was more ruthless, I'd discard any battery that took too long, or I didn't think I could get pairs out of. So, that average of 5 minutes 24 seconds times 75 batteries adds up to 6 hours and 43 minutes of solid battery opening, or 1 easy day, so that's not too bad. If I wanted to build an 8 kWh pack with 1,344 cells, that would require 3.5 days to open 299 laptop batteries. The second major task is charging and measuring the internal resistance of all the cells. In my situation, I have an iCharger 1010 which can balance charge 10 cells in series at a time, and, given that I'm using pairs of cells, that is 20 cells at a time. My iCharger takes on average 11 hours and 9 minutes to complete a full balance charge of 10 pairs at 1 amp. It can take as long as 15 hours or as little as 7 hours. I can often do 2 loads per day. I do not recommend trying to charge these random cells fast. You do not know what condition they're in, so it is better to charge slowly this first time. It takes about 5 minutes of handling time per load, which is not too much hassle. If I average 1.5 loads per day, it'll take me 15 days to charge up all 225 pairs of cells. Typically I start a load in the morning and a reload in the evening. The third major task is discharging and measuring the amp-hour capacity of all the cells. This is the largest time cost. This is where you'll need to use multiple dischargers to get through as many batteries in a reasonable time. My iMax B6 clones take on average 3 hours 47 minutes to discharge a pair of cells down to 3 volts at 1.5 amps. The longest time was an amazing 6 hours and 40 minutes. Weak cells will discharge really fast. Again, I do not recommend discharging recycled cells harder than 1.5 amps per pair. You don't yet know how much you can trust them. I typically do the discharging at work because they need attention intermittently all day. I currently have 4 iMaxes running at a time to speed this process along, but that means I have to do a reload at random times throughout the day, which is a hassle. If I had 8 iMaxes, it would double the number of random times I would have to check for a finished run, even more hassle. This task process could be improved. My current process will take about 19 days on this task, to discharge all 225 cell pairs. An 8 kWh pack would take 75 days to complete this task. The fourth major task is 3D printing cell pair holders. As you cannot yet buy battery holders for pairs of cells from eBay or AliExpress, you will have to 3D print them. My 2 kWh pack requires 42 of my 2x4 pair battery holders. That involves about 1.5 minutes of handling time per print and 57 minutes for my little PrintShobot Junior to print. That adds up to roughly 42 hours of printing, but only 1 hour total handling time. The first 4 major tasks can be done in parallel to some extent. The 5th, 6th and 7th major tasks are soldering, testing and packaging, for which I estimate about 2 days all up, more if you factor in package design time. So to complete my 2 kWh pack, I'm expecting about 21 8-hour days worth of time on my part. An 8 kWh laptop Powerwall, built with the equipment I currently have, would take about 77 days, or over 16 40-hour weeks. It might be cheaper to buy a real Tesla Powerwall, but not as fun. So, there you have it. Let me know what you think.